Greetings, people of the internet. This is Scott with Circworks. This is Sketchtime, and today I'm drawing some Robits. Welcome to another Sketchtime video, and I say that like I do a lot of these videos, but not really. It's been a little while since I've done a Sketchtime video, and you may be asking, well, what is Sketchtime? What is that? How does that differ from the other stuff you do on the channel? So a lot of the live drawing stuff I do is part of Fan Art Friday, which is just me tackling, some fan art character or whatever, whether it's a sketch card or just a black and white ink or drawing or whatever. But so Sketchtime is kind of just what I do to reserve stuff for my own creation, my own imagination and everything. And the reason why I wanted to do this one in particular, which right now it's just the beginning stages of kind of blocking everything in with my light blue pencil. Hopefully you can see it. I don't get too dark in the beginning, but I will go over it with ink and hopefully it'll start to flesh itself out. But there is a challenge it usually is every month on the Artcasters Facebook page, and I don't know if any of you guys belong to that, but you should definitely check it out. It was started by Jeff Lafferty, and so it's been a little while since I've done a challenge, but the one this month is robots. So I kind of suggested that just because I love robots, and rather than doing just like a pop culture character, like a famous robot, which I might still do. I might do that for the next Fan Art Friday video. I don't know. But I just thought I would come up with something a little different, and the idea behind this is it's a robot that's kind of crash landed in front of this old guy's yard, and the old guy's not going to be too happy about it. And again, as I start fleshing this guy out, you'll see that he's pretty battle damaged. He's got parts of him that are kind of broken or falling out or whatever, because it's like he probably was maybe in a battle or something, and he he got pushed into this, maybe some other robot or alien or something knocked him out and went flying and landed in the yard, and he's just kind of getting up, and all his pieces are kind of surrounding them, and he's trying to put himself back together. But I like doing these type of things because there's a little bit of a story behind it. Like I said, this is what's going on in my head, and I like to just tell a little story with some of these drawings. Whereas a lot of the fan art stuff I do, it's just basically a character that everyone knows from pop culture, and of course those they tend to get a few eyes and things, but not much more than these type of videos. I guess I'm finding that one of the original reasons why I started doing the Fan Art Friday videos, I just thought they would bring a lot more eyes to my stuff, even though it's not really. I do like doing fan art, but it's not really. I'm more interested in kind of telling my own stories, and like when I do my comic and everything. So I do definitely want to start doing more of these type of things. But also the thing with the Fan Art Fridays is it's kind of quick to do and everything. But the other reason why I decided to do this one here is because I got a little frustrated with the Fan Art Friday, just because the last one, if you watched, it was the one I did with River from Firefly, and as if you did watch it, you'll notice that wasn't the one I was going to do. I actually drew Jane from Firefly, and I also colored 3 of the Firefly characters that I did on previous Fan Art Fridays, and unfortunately there was a problem, and that stuff either didn't record, or I can't recover it if it is on like a drive that I can't get to. But so anyway, it sucks, but that just sometimes happens. So I got a little frustrated with it, and not that it has anything to do with the fact that it was fan art, but I just like So yeah, I wanted to do something a little different. So that's what I'm doing here. But yeah, I guess I should talk. I've kind of got I guess you could kind of call it a love-hate relationship with fan art, and those might be too strong of words, but it's more, it's not really that. It's more of a constant battle between, should I be doing fan art? Should I be doing more of it, less of it? Should I not do it at all? Should I just concentrate on my own stuff? And there's certain reasons. Some of it, of course, there's that gray area of what is legal and everything when you do fan art. And I might do a video just on that. And that's a whole subject onto itself. But one of the things I'm really trying to do with CircWorks, and hopefully you'll start to see this more and more. When you see some of the newer videos that aren't affiliated with Fan Art Friday or whatever, I'll be wearing my trademark like green lab coat and everything, because I'm trying to build a brand, or kind of an IP, intellectual property, or I don't even know if you would call it an IP, because it's not specific to like a story. It is more of a brand, and within that falls like Young and the Dead, my comic, and some other things. But the idea is it's just it's like a mad scientist factory, or like a supply company. So if you were a mad scientist or an evil genius, this is the kind of make-believe company that you would go to purchase stuff you need to take over the world, or or whatever, or just cool art that you can hang in your underground lair or whatever. So I want everything to kind of fit that mold, and so that includes robots, because this company, this fictional CircWorks company, which is actually obviously a real a real company. I'm making it, but I'm not really physically making robots, but I'm making the artwork and everything that goes along with that. So robots, and of course aliens and zombies, and that's how Young and the Dead, my comic book, fit into it. So a lot of that kind of stuff that would originate from from sort of a mad scientist laboratory or something like that. That's what it's all about. So I try to make everything kind of fit in there, and the fan art stuff really doesn't fit so much. But so I don't know. I mean, there's times where I think, well, I don't want to do it at all, but I like doing fan art. I like these I like these characters that everyone else likes. There's so many other people doing it. That's part of it, the thing too. And I do, I want people to appreciate my stuff or connect with it, because I'm the one drawing it, or something comes out of my imagination, or the things that I like that also resonates with other people because we have similar interests or whatever. So that's kind of my deal with fan art. And like I said, there are the legal things, and I don't really sell a lot of the fan art. I mean, if I do a fan art sketch and somebody says, "Oh, that's cool," is that for sale? Then I'll sell it or whatever. But I don't make a conscious effort to put them in my store and everything. One, because they're mostly just I don't make prints of them. They're mostly just original drawings. So it's kind of a hassle to put one-off things in my store and everything. But if somebody does contact me, or for instance, whoever's watching this, if there is something you see me draw that you're interested in, just let me know. Otherwise, they just sit in piles in my studio here. But yeah, so there's that. But then there's also there are certain things that are totally legal, which. Like parodies, which I love doing parodies, because one of my favorite things growing up was reading Mad Magazine, and I'm not, it's been a while since I've looked at one, but I'm sure it kind of follows the same format today. But it's a little different. I think now it's like in full color. When I was a kid, it was kind of black and white, and so for better or for worse, whether you like it better in color or the old black and whites or whatever. But I just love reading like the movie parodies, and just from cover to cover, everything on there was just I just love Mad Magazine. So and that's why I've done a lot of, or I don't want to say a lot, but I've done a few like pop culture parodies, like t-shirts and things like that, t-shirt designs that are kind of riffing off of pop culture, and I like doing that stuff. But again, that doesn't really fit in my brand. So it's been a while since I've done anything like that, but I've got a list. I've got like it's like an Evernote list of just all these different ideas and things that I want to do t-shirts of or whatever. And And so, and some of those things are just like sitting there, and some of them are kind of timely. So some of them are based on like '80s cartoons and things that I like that kind of stood the test of time, that there's a fan base for. But some of them are more current and things like that. But I would kind of like to do that. So I don't know. I mean, and to be honest, some of the Fan Art Friday stuff I'm just kind of getting bored with. Like every week I'm thinking, well, what should I do now? Just draw another character from, you know, I don't know. When the Star Wars trailers came out, that was a different thing. I was super excited, so yeah, I had to do that. But some weeks I'm just like, oh, what kind of character do I want to draw or whatever? And I was taking suggestions, and I've got a list of stuff that I could get to. But I was thinking it might be fun to just start maybe designing some of these T-shirts and everything, and then maybe even at the end of the video, I could link to somewhere online that I would sell them. I think I'm going to take all the pop culture stuff off my personal, not my personal, but like Circworks website. But there's other platforms out there like Redbubble and TeePublic and Society6 and all these other places where you can sell your art online. And I think that's the place for these pop culture thing, because it's different. It's, even though I usually, when I sign up for one of these websites, I usually use Circworks as my username, just because that's what I use for everything. But since it isn't really officially Circworks branded, it's branded as Redbubble or TeePublic or whatever. It's kind of a separate entity. So I think I might put all my pop culture stuff up there, because I get a little money here and there, and I think the more of those sites that I'm on, I'll probably it's just gonna I'm really trying to generate some passive income from having just work that I've already created that can bring in something here and there. And I really should look more into how best to market that kind of stuff, because the stuff just trickles in. It's not a lot, but it's a nice little take me out to dinner every month or whatever type of money, which is nice. But if I expanded on that, I think it might be a good little source of income. So yeah, I've got some of these other these ideas, and I think they're clever enough. And of course, this is me saying they're clever enough, so I think you guys would have to be the judge of that. But they might be fun to do on a video. The only thing is, these T-shirt designs, they take a lot longer. It's not something, and I'm really, I'm spending a lot more time than I really want to be just editing these videos. And like last week with the whole fiasco with the videos not working, and then having to replace them with new videos and all that stuff. I mean, it's just, and learning this new software. And I'm happy with the way it's looking like. I like the way I can go in and edit these, but there's some upfront stuff that I have to do, Once I get, like, for instance, this Sketchtime one, since I haven't done one of these in the new software, I had to drop in all the little intros and extros, and is that the right word? Extros? I don't know. Outros. I don't know what you call them. But I have to drop in all that kind of stuff, and I think it looks pretty good. I'm just working out the formats and trying to get everything to look properly, and I'm happy with it. But it's taken a while, and I really need to focus more on some contract work and getting more contract work and things like that, because as much as I love doing these videos, I mean, I would do them all day if I could just make a living by it. And hopefully someday that might be a possibility, but that's like right now, that's just kind of a very lofty goal, because I'm nowhere even close to that. But so yeah, I'm thinking I might want to do some of these parody ideas. But the other thing is, a lot of what you see me do is just on these videos is just traditional stuff. So I would need to look at getting a good screen capture software. So if anyone out there has any recommendations on one, I guess I'm not opposed to paying for it, but if I could find a decent one that's free or open source, that would be awesome. But anyway, so I'll probably for now continue doing Fan Art Friday the way I've been doing them, but I would like to switch over to doing something a little more, I don't know, something something that actually like a piece that I actually have that I could at the end maybe even sell or say, okay, this, if you want to check out this piece, if you'd like to get on a t-shirt, you go to Redbubble or whatever like that. And that way it'll give me, because like I said, when I do the Fan Art Fridays, I'm just kind of doing those for fun, but at least if I'm spending more time on something and I have something at the end that I could turn around and you know, make a couple bucks off of, and that would be nice. So, and then I could build up some more of these t-shirts, because it's weird, and you never know which t-shirts are going to sell. And I don't know, I've got maybe 7, maybe 10 different t-shirt designs, and out of those, some of them don't sell at all, but some of them sell, you know, a lot more than the other ones. So it maybe two or 3 out of the 7 to 10 actually sell. But some of these ideas I have, I just have a feeling sometimes you just know, or sometimes you never know. Really, I've got this one print, Tron Burgundy, that's basically a cross between Ron Burgundy and Tron, and it's a little like, that's one of those that's kind of a little timely. I mean, it's not as in vogue now as it was when I first did it, but it's still, you know, I still gets a lot of eyes at like Comic-Cons, and sells a few, you know, I sell quite a bit of those at Comic-Cons. I really didn't focus much on the latest Comic-Con. I was focusing more on my original stuff. But the weird thing is, like on Redbubble, I don't think I've sold a single t-shirt of that, but people buy the prints like crazy. So I don't know. I think a lot of it has to do with keywords more than anything, and that's why I'm thinking, if I do these videos, if I do a video of a shirt design, and then at the end I show you where you can get that design, then there's a little advertising there, because the only other way I think people find things are from keyword searches. So the one that sells a lot, you know, is a Star Wars one. I sell that one, and then I sell like a Freddy kind of Jason one, where it's kind of like the old Looney Tunes cartoon, if you remember the sheepdog and the wolf. That looks a lot like Wile E. Coyote, but he's not Wile E. Coyote, because he talks and he's got like a red nose, but he's a wolf. I think it's like Walter Wolf or something weird like that. But anyway, so it's a parody of that old thing where they would go and they say, "Hey Sam, hey," I forgot what the other guy's name was, but they greet each other and they clock in and they go, you know, one would go try to steal the sheeps and the other one would protect the sheep. So I've got one that I did with it's Freddy and Jason. You see them walking off. And there's a sign, and one sign says Crystal Lake, one sign says Elm Street, and there's just a time card thing there, and they're carrying lunch boxes like they're going to work and everything. And I think that's another keyword search thing. I mean, people are fans of horror movies, and they search out that stuff, and they search out the Star Wars stuff and stuff like that. Whereas I don't think a lot of people are searching like Ron Burgundy or Tron necessarily. So that might be why. But I've got, like I said, I've got some ideas, and I do kind of want to share them, even though I'm really not sure how they fit in the brand and everything. But it's something to think about, something that I'd like to do, you know, in the future. But until then, we'll probably keep doing things the way I've been doing, because it might be something I have to do and kind of have a few in the can, because they take a while before I kind of start releasing them and everything. So that's what I'm doing. I'd like to hear your thoughts. If you have any opinions on any of the stuff that I've talked about, please let me know. Hey, thanks for liking and commenting. If you want to check out some more videos like this, I have another speed drawing video up here of me working on my comic book Young and the Dead. It's issue 3, it's the cover. And what else? I have a series called Pro versus Con, which is pro tips for conventions. It's me dishing out some advice if you want to do Comic Cons or anime cons or pop culture events or whatever. And yeah, if you want to see more content like this, please subscribe to the channel. There is a button right here. I'm trying to make it super easy for you guys. There's a button right there. You can press it and you will be subscribed. And I think that's it. So that is all.